Hi, welcome to our channel Programming of Mind, where we accelerate your knowledge with concise, from high-value book summaries. Let's begin embracing creative work as a linchpin. One of the most defining traits of a linchpin is the ability to engage in creative work. Creativity isn't just for artists or designers. It's for anyone who seeks to make a meaningful contribution and solve problems in innovative ways. In the world of business, education, or any industry, creative work is the differentiator between those who follow the rules and those who make the rules. To become a linchpin, you must embrace creativity, even if it feels uncomfortable or unconventional. Creative work is what allows you to leave your mark, and it's what makes you irreplaceable. Consider the story of Ryan, a product manager at a startup. Ryan was tasked with overseeing the development of a new app, but from the start, things weren't going well. The team was stuck in a cycle of making minor adjustments to existing features, and they couldn't seem to move beyond the initial concept. Ryan realized that they weren't solving a new problem, they were just copying what had already been done. Rather than following the conventional path, Ryan decided to push the team to think creatively. He encouraged brainstorming sessions where all ideas, no matter how unconventional, were considered. Ryan brought in experts from different fields to offer fresh perspectives. Instead of continuing with the traditional approach, he led the team to create an app that wasn't just an incremental improvement on the competition, but something that radically changed the way users interacted with their devices. The new approach was risky, and it pushed the boundaries of what the team had done before, but the result was a highly successful product that set the company apart from competitors. Ryan's decision to embrace creative work and challenge the status quo made him an irreplaceable asset to the team. Creative work isn't just about coming up with new ideas. It's about thinking differently, solving problems in innovative ways, and being willing to challenge existing norms. The linchpin is someone who continuously seeks new solutions to old problems, someone who is not content with the status quo. To be irreplaceable, you need to develop a mindset that embraces creativity, even when it's easier to stick with what's familiar. Creativity is a skill, not a gift. The idea of creativity being something inherent, something only certain people possess, is a myth. The truth is that creativity is a skill that can be cultivated over time. Just like any other skill, creativity requires practice, experimentation, and a willingness to take risks. The more you expose yourself to new experiences, ideas, and ways of thinking, the more creative you become. Take the example of Jason, a senior software engineer. When Jason started his career, he thought of himself as a problem solver, but he didn't see himself as particularly creative. He followed standard programming practices and stuck to the methods he was taught. However, over time, Jason realized that the most innovative solutions didn't come from following established rules. They came from thinking outside the box. He began experimenting with new coding techniques, collaborating with colleagues from different disciplines, and testing unconventional ideas. His willingness to experiment and take risks led to the development of new features that significantly improved the user experience of the product. Jason's creative approach to problem-solving helped position him as a key contributor to the company's success. Jason's story shows that creativity is not an innate talent, but a muscle that can be strengthened through practice and experimentation. The more you challenge yourself to think differently and try new things, the more creative you will become. Creativity is about seeing things from new angles, considering alternative solutions, and being open to the unknown. It's about stepping outside your comfort zone and making connections that others may overlook. The role of failure in creative work. In order to embrace creative work, you must be willing to fail. Creativity involves taking risks, and with risks come the potential for failure. In the pursuit of innovation, you will encounter setbacks, mistakes, and disappointments. However, it's important to understand that failure is not the end of the road. It's a necessary part of the creative process. Every failure is an opportunity to learn, adapt, and improve. The linchpin embraces failure, viewing it as feedback rather than defeat. Consider the case of Grace, a marketing director for a fashion brand. Grace was tasked with launching a new ad campaign, but the first version fell flat. The campaign was expensive, and initial feedback showed that it wasn't resonating with the target audience. Many people in her department were disappointed, but Grace didn't give up. Instead of seeing the failure as a setback, she saw it as a chance to reevaluate and improve. Grace worked with her team to gather insights from the campaign's data, adjusted the messaging, and tested new creative ideas. The revised campaign was a huge success, driving sales and building the brand's reputation. Grace's ability to learn from her failure and use it as a springboard for improvement made her an irreplaceable leader in the company. Grace's story highlights that failure is an essential component of creative work. Linchpins are not afraid of failure. They embrace it as part of the process of innovation. The key is to learn from your mistakes and keep moving forward. By using failure as a learning opportunity, you develop the resilience and adaptability that are necessary for continuous creative growth. The importance of doing work that matters being a linchpin is not just about being creative for the sake of creativity. It's about doing work that truly matters. Linchpins are those who choose to work on projects that align with their values and passions. They are driven by purpose and a desire to make a meaningful impact. This sense of purpose fuels their creativity and gives their work direction. Look at Emma, a graphic designer at a nonprofit organization. While Emma had the option to work at a larger, more profitable company, she chose to work for the nonprofit because she believed in its mission. At first, Emma was tasked with standard design work, but soon she started to think about how she could make a deeper impact. She began creating designs that communicated the nonprofit's mission in ways that resonated with their audience, using her creativity to raise awareness and inspire action. Emma's work went beyond aesthetic design. It became a powerful tool for social change. Her creativity, fueled by a sense of purpose, allowed her to make a real difference, and her contributions made her a linchpin in the organization. Emma's story highlights the power of purpose-driven creativity. When you're doing work that matters to you and to others, your creativity is energized, and your impact is magnified. Linchpins are not just driven by financial success or external validation. They are motivated by the desire to create something that makes a difference. This sense of purpose is what makes their work irreplaceable. Creating value through creative work ultimately, creative work is about creating value. Whether that value is in the form of a new product, an innovative solution, or a meaningful connection. To become a linchpin, you must continually seek ways to create value in everything you do. This requires a mindset shift. Instead of asking, what can I do to get by? Ask, what can I create that will make a lasting impact? Let's return to Ryan, the product manager. When he embraced creative work, he shifted his focus from simply completing tasks to creating real value. His team was no longer just building an app. They were building a product that would transform the way people interacted with technology. Ryan's willingness to push boundaries and think outside the box allowed him to create something that was truly valuable. His work became a cornerstone of the company's success, and as a result, he became indispensable. Creative work, at its core, is about making a difference. It's about using your talents to solve problems, improve lives, and contribute to something bigger than yourself. Linchpins create value in every project they take on, and this value is what makes them irreplaceable. Thank you for listening, and please like the video and subscribe for more great upcoming content that will put you in top 1% people in the world.